State health officials, meantime, in Massachusetts and New York, are warning of a high risk of a fatal mosquito-borne disease being spread. The extremely rare eastern equine encephalitis, also known as triple E, is spread from horses to people through infected mosquitoes. It's usually found in eastern or Gulf Coast states. The CDC says that there is no treatment or vaccine available. So CBS News national correspondent Errol Barnett is joining us now from Central Park just to talk a little bit more about this. Before we started talking, I'm already feeling itchy. I've never heard of this before. Health officials say triple E has been found in horses in upstate New York. One human case so far, this in Massachusetts. Yeah. What more do we know about this? How is triple E different than, say, the West Nile virus?
Yeah, you and me both, Anne-Marie, but we've got some bug spray, which everyone should have on supply this summer. Look, we don't want to scare people, but this triple E disease can be deadly in some cases, and there are some reported cases outside the Boston area near Worcester in Massachusetts. And here's the deal. Basically, an infected mosquito will bite a horse. There is no risk that it then can jump from the horse to people or from horses to other horses. But in some rare cases where people are infected by these mosquitoes with triple E, it can lead to the sudden onset of nausea, headache, vomiting, and in some rare cases, Anne-Marie, those symptoms can progress to a much more serious illness, which includes coma. And again, in rare cases, people who suffer with triple E can live on to have neurological impairments in life. And the protections against triple E are the same for any other mosquito-borne virus. It's wear your mosquito repellent, eliminate bodies of standing water, and try to close any windows and screen doors to the outside world during, the end of the summer as we wrap up for the next few months. The mornings and evenings are when mosquitoes are their most active. So triple E is just another one you can add to the list of what to be afraid of, but there are smart ways to protect yourself.
Well, let's talk about one we're a little more familiar with, West Nile virus. There have been 4 cases so far reported in New York State. Cases are pretty low in New York City. But what actions are city officials taking to limit the possible spread?
Well, and it's a good reminder, Anne-Marie, that in all of these cases, it's the elderly and young folks who are the most vulnerable. They can be hit hardest by all of this. Some of the things they're doing here in New York City, for example, to protect against West Nile is eliminating bodies of standing water. People can, in fact, call the city and alert them to any bodies of standing water that they see that need to be, wiped away, I guess, or put down drains. The city is also spraying for mosquitoes, and they're taking 2 different methods. People in New York may have seen trucks coming through and spraying material. They do 2 things. One is called adulticide, and this is where they simply spray for adult mosquitoes in the evening. They do this in residential areas and parks, but they're also doing aerial larviciding. And that basically is killing mosquitoes from helicopters. They don't do this in mostly populated areas. They do this where there are not residential spots. But basically, that aerial larviciding kills the mosquito larvae before they become adults. And so it's really about eliminating the mosquitoes. For us, it's wearing, this spray, wearing long sleeves, closing the doors, making sure these mosquitoes don't get around. And they're mostly active in the mornings and the evenings. So the other way, Anne-Marie, to protect yourself is stay inside and keep watching your show and keep connected with us.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that piece of advice. But it is good advice, Errol. I know for me, I usually don't spray until I've already seen a mosquito. So it's good to sort of think about it ahead of time before you head out, right? To avoid being bitten altogether. Errol Barnett, thank you so much.